Another dating coach gives up on trying to help women find a mate. And she explains why. Check this out.
Single women who are over 50 years old who have been reaching out to me for wife coaching tips, I'm no longer taking them. Don't pay the money through my website because I'm just going to refund it to you. I've had a couple of experiences this week, and here's why. Most of you, not all, but 99% of the women who are 53 and older, specifically 53, 55, 57, 59, 61, 64, in those age brackets, have been the most challenging for me to coach because the standards are unrealistically high. I get that you're old school and I get that your mom raised you to only interact with gentlemen, but most of the men who do all of the stuff that you're wanting are dead, or they're not looking for 55 or 57-year-old women. There are some younger men who do that, and you don't want an old man because he can't perform in bed. Well, the younger men don't want an older woman because some of you have arthritis, some of you have missing teeth, you have gray hair, you have grandkids. Like, you got to be realistic and balanced in your thinking. So listen, the other thing is these social media dating sites, or whatever you call these things, I've seen modernized female whores in those sites, meeting strange men, having sex with them. You don't know them. And I'm talking about women of God. You've got to make some shifts and some changes in how you think and how you process if you want to be married. Now, if you just want to be somebody's jump off and you just want to be somebody's cougar,
What do you think of that? Put it in the comments. What do you guys think of that? You know, I'm gonna play this. We're gonna do this one play by play, because she says some things that I just want to talk about, and then I want to hear what you guys think about what she said. Let's go back and play it again.
Single women who are over 50 years old who have been reaching out to me for wife coaching tips, I'm no longer taking them. Don't pay the money through my website because I'm just going to refund it to you. I've had a couple of experiences this week, and here's why. Most of you, not all, but 99% of the women who are 53 and older.
One thing I want to talk about. Most of you, not all. Most of you, not all. It's important to realize that in intellectual discussions, most, not all, goes without saying. We know that nothing is really absolute, but far often people like to argue and say, "Oh, you saying all women," just because you say the word women. I get that a lot because I don't think that it's necessary for me to designate most or a large percentage or, you know, a huge amount of. It goes without saying. But typically when somebody doesn't have an argument and they want to just fight the little stuff, they jump in with the most, not all point. And in intellectual discussions, most, not all, goes without saying. Just want to point that out.
Specifically 53, 55, 57, 59, 61, 64, in those age brackets.
53, 59, 57, 64. You know, here's another thing. Those are the women that they expect me to date. I'm 51 years old. Graduated high school at age 16 in 1989. And these 53-year-old women and older that she's dealing with, that she's complaining about, are the women that people expect me to tolerate. A man of a certain stature who has reached a certain really cool and relaxed disposition, they want me to date those women. You know, they talk about men want peace. You hear that oftentimes. You know, what do you want in a relationship? Or what are you looking for in a woman? Man, I just want peace. You know what the reality is? It's not that men want peace. Oftentimes, men like myself already have peace. We just don't want it disturbed. Because we're not looking for peace in somebody. We already have peace. Everything is peaceful around here. What we're looking for is somebody to not come and disturb the peace. Far too often do we introduce somebody into our life, and what was once peaceful is now chaotic as a result of them coming in. And what we're looking for when we want somebody is somebody to come in and add to the peace that's already here or make it more peaceful than it already was. We're not looking for peace. We're looking for somebody who's not going to disturb the peace. Just wanted to put that out there.
Have been the most challenging for me to coach because the standards are unrealistically high. I get that you're old school and I get that your mom raised you to only interact with gentlemen, but most of the men who do all of the stuff that you're wanting are dead.
Unrealistically high standards, you ladies. We're doing this video play by play. Unrealistically high standards. Why is it that the older you get, the more difficult you get to deal with? Oh, it's because I know better now. Oh, it's because I've gone through some things. Oh, so you mean that you didn't learn? You know, I do not accept I was young and dumb. Gentlemen, listen to me and listen to me well. Do not allow any woman to tell you that her mistakes and the reason why she made bad decisions is because she was young and dumb. They were not young and dumb. They were selfish and they wanted what they wanted at the time. Despite being told by multiple people in their family, in their friend circles, at their jobs, in every place they went in life, they were told what they were supposed to do and they decided not to do it. They thought that they had all the time in the world. They thought that they were different. Oftentimes, it's not going to happen to me, is what they believe, until it happens to them. And they wake up one day and they didn't hit the wall. And now suddenly they want to say, oh, it was because I was young and dumb. No, you weren't young and dumb. No, you weren't young and dumb. You knew better then. And now that you're older, you're looking for compassion for your stupid ass decisions. The answer is no. And now you want to increase your standards because of the things that you've learned. Don't you realize that's not going to work? Like she said, your unrealistically high standards seem to always happen the older you get, which makes it harder for you to get the outcomes that you claim that you want, ladies. Let's continue.
They're not looking for 55 or 57-year-old women. There are some younger men who do that. And you don't want an old man because he can't perform in bed. Well, the younger men don't want an older woman because some of you have arthritis. Some of you have missing teeth. You have gray hair. You have grandkids.
That's another thing. You know, being a brother, I'm 51, being a brother of a certain age. Oh, you know, can you guys get it up? Oh, you guys, do I need to administer your insulin shots? Do I have to help you? No, because brothers like me is 100% healthy. Now, I get it. My last doctor's visit, my doctor told me that I was in the top 5% of healthy men my age. I understand that, right? But everything works over here, works well. And most men, it does. There's exceptions, but most men it does. But when you look around, who's the obese and old? You know, who has the highest obesity rate? Who has the highest fat rate? When you go to the gym, who's in the gym? What older people are in the gym? It's the gentleman. So when a woman tries to shame you or insult you with the whole, you're getting older, you can't get it up, let it just fly off your back, brothers. As she says, women with missing teeth and arthritis and osteoporosis and all the other ailments that come with women, the black deep hairs that grows out their face and the crow's feet and all the other stuff that comes, and everything's just starting to, all the gravity is taking place all over their body. The grossness and the nastiness. We know who has the nastiest bathrooms. I'm in retail. We know whose bathroom is nastier between the men and the women. So fellas, ignore the shame, insults, and guilt that they try to use on older men, trying to make it seem like you can't get it up. You know you can get it up. And if you did need to get it up, you can get some help, right? What can she do? Let's continue.
Like, you got to be realistic and balanced in your thinking. So listen, the other thing is these social media dating sites or whatever you call these things, I've seen modernized female whores in those sites.
Okay. Well, now, okay. Hold on. I just want to touch on this. I don't have. She's going in on the dating sites. I don't have a problem with the dating sites. In fact, I did an entire high value Shan show on the dating sites, the best ones. In the show, you'll notice that I said Hinge is the best. So she's saying it's modernized whores and on these dating sites. Dating sites actually are effective if you use them properly. Please go watch the show that I talk about. In fact, I'll put a card up on here. So it'll be somewhere on the screen here to show you where you could go see the video of me talking about how to properly swipe right, I think is what I call it. How to properly swipe right. And I discuss the dating shows. And Hinge is a good show. So, I mean, it's a good site. So I understand where she's coming from because the dating sites step on the money for dating coaches. You know, so you got matchmakers out there that's trying to do their job, and you got these dating sites who's taking money from their mouths. So she has a biased opinion on that. But let's continue.
Meeting strange men, having sex with them, you don't know them. And I'm talking about women of God. You've got to make some shifts and some changes in how you think and how you process if you want to be married. Now, if you just want to be...
You got to make some shifts and some changes if you want to be married. If you're 53 years old, ladies, I mean, listen, you can't make this up. This is dating coach after dating coach after dating coach, year after year after year, who's quitting on assisting women of a certain age in matchmaking because women have unrealistic standards and they're not willing to acquiesce to what men want. You have to make some shifts and some changes. And unfortunately, in my personal experience, the older the women, that ain't changing, man. That's not changing. I'm a nerd, so I use it in technical terms. Women are not accepting a software update. They are not accepting a firmware update. They are not accepting updates at all. You have to accept a woman with her old software and mindset as is and deal with it. They are not going to change their minds. What's up, A Boogie? They're not going to change their minds the older they get. If you're looking for somebody that's going to have a software mindset change, she's probably married or happily in a relationship. But for those that are willing to do so, hey.
Somebody's jump off and you just want to be somebody's cougar.
What do we learn? What do we learn? It's a little quick video. Ladies, do you want to be with a man or not? Do you want to be with a man or not? Drake said it best. My mother's 66 and her favorite line to hit me with is, who wants to be 70 and alone? No, who the fuck wants to be 70 and alone? My mother's 66 and her favorite line to hit me with is, who the fuck wants to be 70 and alone? Do you want to be married, ladies? Do you want, let's remove marriage from the equation. Do you want to be in companionship with somebody healthily and for the rest of your life? If you do, what are you going to do to become what those men want? Are you willing to become the version of a woman that the man that you want wants? Or is it just simply you can't teach an old dog new tricks? Are you settling with, you can't teach me new tricks and you are stuck in your ways and there's nothing you can do? Which is it? What outcome do you want? To have your attitude and to be stuck in your ways, or to be successful in companionship with somebody? Or you okay with the first version and you just be 70 and alone? That's the whole buy a dog and die alone. Nobody wants to buy a dog and die alone. Somebody wants them to be there with them. You have to learn how to reprogram your software, even though it may be difficult and you may not necessarily be excited about the information that you get from these shows, information from me. You can always call me. You can always book a time with me and I'll counsel you through it. And I'll tell you stuff. I'm not a yes man. So I talk to men mostly because men can take the information I give them, as harsh as I give it. Women seem to give pushback, but if you really want outcomes that are going to be favorable to your long-term success, give me a call. I'll help you out. Just be ready to get let me just say it, to get the smoke. Because I'm not nice. The truth is the truth, regardless of your feelings. Listen, like the video, subscribe to the channel, join the SR Army, and we have discussions over at Facebook at bootcamp.shannonrawls.com, or you can go to shannonrawls.com/bootcamp. You know, I'm Mr. Shannon. I hope you learned something today. I'm just trying to save you some heartache, headache, money, and time. And you, my friends, are dismissed.